Estuary News today, all the latest news headlines and sport, plus a review of the week's regional papers with my guest, Margaret Pinder. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Friday's programme. Police in Hull have launched a murder investigation after the death of a 35-year-old man. They were called to a property on Lee Street on Tuesday evening following reports of an altercation between two men. The victim was taken to the Hull Royal Infirmary after sustaining injuries but died yesterday afternoon. A 58-year-old man has been released on bail pending further inquiries. Today is National Blood Bikes Awareness Day. Stephen West caught up with the volunteer riders who transport blood and urgent supplies to hospitals around Lincolnshire.
We all hope that we will never need to be in hospital to receive emergency medical care. But today is about the unsung heroes who make sure that those charged with our care have all of the necessary supplies that they need to give us the best possible care when we need it most.
We deliver blood, of course, being blood bikes. We'd like to do that. We also deliver any of its products, surgical instruments, pharmaceutical products, x-rays and notes are our main carriers. Usually about from 8 o'clock in the morning I start to get phone calls from my controller, who's already had a phone call from one of the local hospitals. She will then dispatch me or one of the other riders for that weekend to the hospital requiring our service. So it would be suit on as quickly as possible, get onto the bike, go to the calling hospital, pick up what they need, take it to the delivering hospital, and then to get that signed off, and then away we go for the next call. We have a fleet of motorcycles and cars, and they're fully insured to do the work we need them to do. It does cost a lot of money, but fortunately the public in the areas we work in are very, very charitable and very good at donating money to us, as every single penny that we collect on a charitable day works well for us and is needed. They can go onto our local website, which is www.lebbs.org, and there they can find the donation tab and put a donation in for us. And the National Blood Biking Day is there to make people aware of what we do, how we do it, why we do it, which is always nice to see the smile on the services' faces, and what the end product is for the hospital.
A report published today has revealed that Humberside Airport is one of the best in the country for disabled passengers. The UK Civil Aviation Authority has assessed the top 30 UK airports on the quality of assistance provided to those with a disability. The number of people with a disability requesting extra help when travelling by air continues to grow. Over 3 million journeys were made by disabled passengers last year, a rise of over 66% since 2010. Now, time to have a look through the week's papers with my guest this afternoon, Margaret Pinder. Good afternoon, Margaret. Welcome to the programme. Thank you very much indeed for being with us.
No, always good to be here.
Wonderful. Margaret, what's your first story, please?
My first story caught my eye. They're all themed, the ones we've looked at are all themed a bit on some of my favourite subjects, which are food, drink and music.
Excellent subjects.
The first one we've got here is about the barge and the moves calls to save the barge here in Grimsby. And there are proposals to develop that area, and the developers are talking about removing the barge and putting a fountain in place. There's a big outcry against it. It's a very historic, very iconic thing. We've got the council here saying, well, these developers are bringing all this money in, the council needs money, and I rather take issue with that. I have some, having been a councillor, I do have some sympathy with that. I understand what it's like. However, I think what the council has to remember that its role is not just to balance the books. Obviously, that's a very important one, but it's to protect the area and to work in the best interests of the area. And I think what tends to happen is these developers come in, waving their checkbooks about, and the council tends to feel that we've got to let them do exactly what they want. These developers are not going to go away over a barge, and I think the council has a balance of duties here, and that really what they should be looking at is wearing not just the fiscal hat of, yes, there's money coming in, set against, yeah, but we still have to protect the area, we still have to protect the future, we have to protect our heritage. And I think that's the tension between the two arguments there. Yeah. And I have to say I come down on the side of the ones who want to keep the barge. I cannot for a moment imagine that there is not some way of preserving this in situ. And I would have thought the developers, the way town planning has developed and the way people are now aware of preserving heritage, that could not actually be seen as a huge opportunity.
Yeah. 4,000 signatures. Well, the news broke, I think it was on Tuesday.
Yeah, well, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. So, you know, let's hope that sort of publishes it more. But that's my appeal to the council, actually. Think of it more holistically, although I have sympathy with your position.
And obviously people are right behind it to be saved.
Yeah.
Nellie's in Beverley.
Yes.
Yes. Does that ring any bells with you?
I was there last night.
There we go.
I was there last night.
Well, now you can stay the night. If you have too many pints at Nellie's.
Well, I do only live 5 minutes away, so I'd have to be in very bad case.
Very bad. Last night's Hull
Yes, and there's Sandy.
Yes,
the
new
Civic
landlord,
Society.
I believe.
No, that's Sandy, the Civic Society.
Oh, Civic Society, my apologies.
Talking about it, yes.
Okay, so this pub is now going to have a hotel premises.
Yes, upstairs. Now, Nellie, again, we're talking about iconic.
Yes.
Nellie's very famous because it's gaslit, almost entirely gaslit. Absolutely terrific pub. The only thing I think was a shame was there used to be a lot of live music there.
Right.
And there were rooms, these incredible rooms upstairs, and a group of us from the Hull Phil used to perform small chamber music things up there because we felt that classical music is often quite stuffy, and it takes place in churches in this rather pious environment where people sit and are very quiet. And we wanted to perform music. We did quite a lot of avant-garde stuff, John Adams, in an environment where people could come in and out, get a drink and sit, and it actually made classical music the same vibe as jazz. And so Sam Smith's, the company which owns Nellie's, decided they weren't going to have live music in their venues anymore, which I thought was a great shame. So that's the background to it, because there are some lovely rooms up there. As long as they preserve the character, and it should be good for the town, more accommodation. If it's in keeping with the rest of the pub, I don't see why it shouldn't be. So that's kind of a good news story with a hint of regret for the loss of a live music venue.
Absolutely. Yes, very, very well said. Margaret, we have about 20 seconds for one more story.
Right,
very quickly.
Very, very quickly, 20 seconds. I'm going to pick on this one.
Excellent.
On Police Band in Hull. I played at Gay Pride, and the orchestra, the police band played. They were fantastic. They are asking for people to suggest pieces of music. They want to create a composite piece to be called One Hull of a City as a lasting tribute to Hull City of Culture. So if anybody's got suggestions for pieces with a Hull link, send them in. The information's there. I think it'll be absolutely terrific.
Absolutely. Margaret, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Now here's Jack with all the sport.
Hull FC travelled to St Helens this evening for their second Super 8s game. They beat Salford last time out and will be looking for another victory. However, they are winless in their last 2 matches against Saints, and Lee Radford says his side will be out for revenge.
Everybody who's involved, obviously tomorrow knows the importance of tomorrow's game. It's a real game I'm really excited about. Like I said, we've not beaten them in our last 2 performances against them. Took them really close last time out, and hopefully we can reverse that result this time around.
Winger Fetuli Talanoa, who is set to make his 100th appearance for the Black and Whites tonight, alongside Jordan Thompson, believes FC need to be at their best if they are to achieve a win tonight.
We played in patches last week, but we still managed to come across with the win. And we're going to have to fix those up. And being Saints at their home ground, every game is important for us. It is a big game, so we're going to have to play our best football for the whole 80 minutes.
Kick-off for that one is at 8. Hull KR travel to Leeds tomorrow in the Super successive win. Chris Clarkson and James Greenwood are back in the squad. However, Adam Quinlan is absent from the KR side. Kick-off is at 3:15. Football now, and Hull City face Burton in the Championship tomorrow afternoon at the KCOM. Leonid Slutsky's side will be looking for their first win of the season after a draw last time out. New signing Seb Larson is set to start the game from the bench, while Kevin Stewart will undergo a late fitness test to determine if he will be fit for the game. However, Ivandro will definitely miss out due to a recent hamstring injury. Tomorrow's game is at 3. Russell Slade's Grimsby Town take on one of his former sides, Coventry, tomorrow at Blundell Park. There is expected to be at least 6,000 fans heading through the turnstiles tomorrow, with both sides going into the game looking for a second consecutive win after victories on the opening day last weekend. New Town signings JJ Hooper and Dailang Jasemi could both make their debuts for the Mariners if selected. Kick-off at 3 o'clock. Scunthorpe United goes to Rochdale tomorrow in League One looking for their first 3 points of the season. Neil Bishop and Lewis Bootroyd are both in contention to return after recovering from injury, while Josh Morris will be monitored closely ahead of tomorrow's game. Luke Williams, however, will miss out for definite due to lack of match fitness. Kick-off is at 3 also, and that's all for the sport.
Thanks very much, Jack. That's it for today.